Most people I know my age are atheists. I am myself an atheist. Both my parents are atheists. And even my grandmother is an atheist. So, in the Netherlands, there are a lot of atheists, right? And if you are watching this and you are an atheist, have you ever thought about that there must be something guiding you? Like, sure, you must find something to guide you, right? And this doesn't have to necessarily be God, right? It can be your intuition, it can be your purpose, right? Like your values. But when it's not one of these three things, right, your intuition, your purpose, or your values, it's often something bad. It's often like money, for example, or it can be like, family, right? Like even family is kind of destructive, because if you have this as your center, right, of your core, then if something goes against this like internal value, right, like, or this internal center, if something goes against it, like for example, one of them is going on a trip without you, like for work, for example, like you will feel very stressed, right? You feel very unhappy about it. Because if you live from your values, your intuition, and your purpose, right, things often become very different. Because unlike all the things people might put at their center, like friendship, even hatred sometimes, like think of like people like Adolf, right? Like I'm not going to say his full name, but you know what I mean, right? He has hate as its center, as its driving force. And you putting values as your center, you putting purpose as your center, and not as necessarily intuition. Like this is more like a thing you want to have, like next to your values or your purpose. Like purpose is more like a masculine thing, and intuition is more like a feminine thing, right? You need both, even as like a guy like me or like a woman, right? But anybody needs to have values. Even if you do believe, right? Like you still need values. Because without those values, like you will have no personality really. Like you don't know how to act. Like you're constantly changing, right? Like you have no no set in stone character. Like some people have this, right? But if you truly act from your values, you will feel so much calmer. You will feel so much more guided, because these values are already inside of you. You just need to get them out on paper. And yes, your values can change, but they often stay the same because they are part of you. Like maybe part of how you've been raised, maybe it's part of how you just view the world, like from birth, right? Because for example, I have ADHD, so one thing people with ADHD often value is like equality, right? Like honesty. And these are two very big values of mine. Like treating everybody well. Like, I mean, sure, there might be some people you don't want to treat as well as others, right? Like, this is always going to be the case, but just having, like honesty, for example. I don't want people to lie all the time. Like, what do you achieve with this? But this is for another video, right? What I wanted to discuss is like this, right? Like, how do you find these things? Your values, your intuition, and your purpose. I mean, your values, you just write them down. You already know what they are. Deep inside, you just have to write it down. Your intuition, it's intuitive. There's nothing you need to do about it. But your purpose is a different thing, Like, this is something you need to find. You actively have to go search for. It can be literally anything. For example, for me, like, it's always some very deep-rooted thing. Like, for me, it's helping people, right? Because I have myself just been in such a low place, and I now want to help people get out of it. This is very purposeful. Think of something yourself. Like, what do you think is like something you need to change? Like, why do people need you to change it? What's your calling? Like, what is something you have to do? Like, you feel urged to do in this life? And I'm gonna be honest, like, most people don't have the time to think about this because they already like chose a job for the money, for example, and now they feel like, oh yeah, shit, I'm rich, but I actually kind of hate my life, right? Like, there's obviously also the other side where you are poor and you hate your life. Like, this is even worse, right? But you can also be rich and like your life. And this very often stems from purpose. Because if you are very purposeful about something, you will always beat the guy who isn't. Or the woman who isn't. Like, I don't know. You will always beat this person who doesn't have purpose. Or has no guidance. You always will. Because if you truly want something, you will work really hard for it. If you truly do, then yes, of course you're gonna work harder than the person who doesn't really give a fuck and is just there for the money. Right? That's like, it makes sense, right? And I mean, don't know if I should really discuss this in this video particularly, but like, if you want to make a lot of money, right, you just need to find it. You just need to find it. And yeah, I mean, in arts, for example, you're probably not going to make too much money, but if you have like a massive passion, like passion and purpose are like two different things as well. Like, passion is something you love to do. Purpose is something you feel like you have to, like, because I find honesty to be very important. I would also want to give you an honest recommendation of my community on School. By the way, it's like skool.sch. I'll probably link it in the description, but I might also just not because I just forget stuff. But anyway, it will be next to my profile picture on this YouTube channel. There'll be a link there. The site itself costs like €9 or $9 per month. But you'll get access to a lot, and I mean a lot, of free communities on this platform. I'm not being sponsored, by the way. I just genuinely love this platform. It's like a healthy social media platform. So yeah, this is my invitation for you to join. It's like some fire just burning inside you. Right? Like, think of like Superman, for example. Right? Like, this guy, he does so many things which don't necessarily benefit him financially. And don't benefit him in the way of like giving him comfort. But they do still benefit his soul. Right? Like, saving people's lives, it's a very purposeful thing. And it might not be your passion. Right? Like, you might like architecture, for example, or you might like drawing. But do you feel like your life's goal is to just draw some pictures? It could be. But then again, you don't feel like you're saving anything or saving somebody or saving something. and it's just different. But then again, believers, right, like believers of God, they can also have purpose. They can just fine, um you know practice all of the things you need to do in a religion, but they can also have their passion. They can also have their their intuition, their values. But for them it's just a bit easier to live like a guided life. So for you as an atheist, it's so much more important to find these things. So how do you go about searching for it? Well, I mean, for some people it can be very, very easy, because they'll just naturally think like, oh wait, I've been just wronged all my life, now I'm going to change other people's lives for the better. But if you haven't necessarily been wronged in your life, or if you haven't necessarily been very low down, then it's very hard to find that passion. Or, I mean, it's very hard to find a purpose, right? Because then again, purpose is just trying to rise, right? Like, not necessarily just you rising, it's like trying to rise up everybody. It's really an act of love, honestly. One thing I do really recommend if you are an atheist is to just meditate, right? Because you don't have any religion holding you back from doing so. Like, for example, like Muslims, I don't know really if they are allowed to meditate, but I believe they aren't, right? Because meditation is also something from a different religion, right? Whilst what it really is just laying down with yourself and doing some inner work. Like, it doesn't really have to be religion related, right? You don't have to like align your chakras, right? Like, you don't have to. That's not meditation. It's literally just doing inner therapy yourself, right? Like, it's your DIY therapy. And this is very, very important if you want to find it. You find your purpose. Because to find it, you need to look inwards. Like, you cannot find it outwardly. I mean, you can probably if you like search really hard for it, but just so much easier just looking on the inside. Like, just think of like, what are some things I feel like the world has done against me? It might be climate change. It might be, that people in the other side of the world are dying. It might be that people are hungry. It might be the inequality of wages, right? Like, it can be so many things. You just have to search for it. So yeah, that's basically all from me today. I mean, I believe I've been recording for long enough. I hope you found this video valuable, and just comment down below what is your purpose.